and welcome to Radio Friends. This is Friday. It's November the 8th, and my good friend and buddy Vera Massey is with us. Good to have you here, Vera.
Oh, good morning.
University Extension. And today you've got a really interesting topic. What is it called? Managing our time with our devices?
Our digital devices.
Oh, my goodness. Managing our time with digital devices. I think we have gone over the top with so many of these digital devices.
Well, you know, digital devices are great communication tools, and they're great ways to keep us connected, but they also bring about their challenges.
Oh, my goodness. You know, I saw last week, or was it earlier this week? This is Friday. Earlier this week, I was driving down 63, and I saw the person passing me driving and texting on the phone and driving at the same time while driving their car at about 70 miles an hour.
It's
Now,
frightening. It's frightening.
It's more than frightening.
Right. You know, when we're using digital devices, they're very distracting.
Yeah, they are.
And we are learning a lot by surveys that are being done, research that is being done on the impact that digital devices can have in our lives. Again, lots of positive things, but I want to share a few things that we're learning, and I think it's just making us aware. It's not to shame people if they go, oh yeah, that's me. It's just to be aware, and I always say with awareness comes the opportunity to choice. Maybe you might decide I am going to do something a little different. You know, part of what's led to this is we consume 3 times more information than we did 40 years ago, and that's
40 years ago or 4 years ago?
40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Because it's all of this opportunity to get information, whether that information is useful or not. I don't know, but it's like an information overload. When they've surveyed people, and these are adults, 61% say they cannot ignore a message, an email, for more than an hour, you know. So most of them respond to it immediately. So we've got 61% of the people who are being distracted regularly.
Just go to a restaurant and sit down, having your meal, and watch the tables around you. And 9 times out of 10, some of those people are going to be answering an email or answering a telephone.
And here's another interesting one. It says 81% of people admit to interrupting conversations, meals, and time with family and friends to check their text, their phone, while they're having a conversation, while they're eating a meal. And so that impacts relationships.
I would say it's rude, but I don't think people realize they're being rude.
I think when it happens to you, and I don't know if you've ever had this situation, if you're having a conversation, now we have to stay focused because we're doing a program.
Right.
But let's say we were just talking, and if I had my cell phone laying out, and I heard it buzz, and I'm having a conversation with you, and I pick it up and I look at it. Not even talking to that person sends a message to the other person that while I'm having a meeting with you, I am distracted by this unknown. And how that can affect relationships in our work settings, in our own personal lives. This was a very disturbing statistic I read. It said 3 out of 5 people spend more of their free time on their computer than they do with their significant other. They reported that. That's
more time on the computer than the significant
computer, phone, iPad, than their significant other. And then this was interesting. 73% of people, though, believe that these digital devices are contributing to the stress in their lives.
Okay.
So we acknowledge that it's increasing our stress levels, but it's like we're not able to disconnect.
I think because we have been fed so much information, the fact that we need to be constantly in touch. We can never be offline. We have to be able to contact this person or that person instantaneously. And now they're even installing Wi-Fi on the airplane, where before you got on the airplane and you were out of touch.
Right.
Well, now apparently you can't bear to be out of touch, so you pay extra to be able to do emails on the plane.
Right. Some other disturbing statistics, and these are some physical issues that are occurring. They're seeing increased neck pain with individuals who use their devices regularly. So if you think about it, your head is down as you're texting or typing. That puts pressure on the spine and the neck. So
well, you're just full of good news, aren't
increases.
you?
I'm thinking when we talk about this, we need to be aware of maybe that's why I'm having more neck and shoulder pain, because I'm more bent over the texting. Some people are noticing more problems with tendonitis, hand and wrist problems. So if you think about the motor skills that requires for all of that texting, it affects your sleep quality. There's studies that are saying, particularly of college age individuals, that a majority of them sleep with the device in the bed. And so the light emits, that light emitted from that device can impact your ability to sleep.
What it all boils down to is we need to use a little bit of common sense. Think about it. While the device is wonderful, it's wonderful, don't let it rule your life.
Exactly, and that's the whole point. So if you're relating to some of these things and aware of it, maybe stepping back, even though many people find it extremely difficult to disconnect.
Yeah. See, I didn't understand this at all, because I just came into the smartphone age about 2.5 months ago. I just had a regular old flip phone and got a smartphone. And I can see how it can rule your life.
It can.
But I really have resisted that. And I don't interrupt dinner. I don't interrupt a conversation. And I turn it off when I don't want to be bothered.
And that takes a conscious decision to do that.
It does,
once
because
we
it's
get
really
in the
tempting. It's tempting.
And once you get in that habit of letting it rule, it's hard to change.
Vera, we're out of time. My goodness. So how do they get in touch with you? You're not having a class on this,
No,
are you?
not a class, but the extension office,
Okay.
573-445-9792.
Okay, let's see. Our program directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute. I'll get that phone in just a minute. Pat Akers does our audio from KBIA. Our floor director is Sifan Oyung, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Bowser. We'll see you Monday. Vera, it's for you.
Thank you, Paul.